Hi, it's Kathy from I Love to Be Selling. How are you? I want to drop in and just chat as it is the end of December and we are facing a new year in a few days. And let's talk about getting sales now online. And the tips that I'm going to share are going to work for you whether you are selling on eBay, whether you sell on Etsy, whether you sell on Amazon, or whether you are selling with your own website. Okay? And these are my tips for you. Is go back and look at your sales for the past 3 months or so. And what you want to look at is what has sold, and just look at your past sales. You can pull it up with PayPal, or just look at, pull it up on PayPal is probably going to be the easiest way to do it. So look at your sales. If you're on eBay, you can do paid and shipped last 90 days and look at it that way. But look at your sales. And look at what sold and scroll through. And I know many of you are variety sellers, and that's great. So you want to grab a pad of paper, or you can do this electronically, do it on Evernote, do it with Microsoft Word, whatever works for you, and just start to take notes on what is selling. 3 mugs, 6 mugs, 6 women's shirts, 7 men's shirts, 7 men's sports jackets, 8 pairs of men's sneakers, whatever it is. Be as specific as you can. What colors sold? What sizes sold, because some sizes sell much better than other sizes, and go through and note what sold. Look at the price. Did you get close to the price that you want? Are you a seller that uses best offer, or were you running a super killer sale or a great discount coupon or something where you were giving your customers 20, 30, 40 off or more? Take notes on all of that. So what sold? Was it full price, or what discount they got? And look at your profit, okay? So what things you made more money on, what things you made less money on, and go through, and so you're going to make a list of the men's clothing, women's clothing, sneakers, CDs, DVDs, sports equipment, whatever it is you sold, and you're going to have that column. Then pull up and look at your inventory. Look at what you have listed right now. And on eBay, you can actually sort it by date listed. So you can see the things that you've been having up for quite a long time. Now, some things, if you're more of a collectible seller, things can stay for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years before you get a right price, because you're really looking for a very specific buyer. But if you're selling more things like men's clothing, women's clothing, kids' clothing, sports equipment, anything like that, you really want to be looking at moving it under a year. So take a look at what just is not moving, what things are just stuck, and you're going to make a list of that. So list of what sold and how you did as far as prices, then a list of things that are old and are just not selling. And then things maybe are fairly newly listed, it's only been up for a couple weeks or a couple of months, and you're going to take a look at that. And what you want to take a look at, are there things that you are continuing to buy that are just not moving? Sometimes, you know, because we sold something a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago and we got a great price on it, we're still buying those items, but they may not be selling, and we just haven't caught up with ourselves because we're remembering that great sale from, 2 years ago or a year ago, and we're continuing to buy the item, but for some reason it's just not selling. So then take the time, go and look it up. Is it price? You want to check your keywords, you want to check your description, and see if there's anything you can do to help it to sell. Things that have only been listed for a short time, it's always good to spot check your keywords and your description. But the big thing to look at is what sold. Can you continue to source those items or similar items to generate similar sales? Okay, particularly the items that you've got a really good profit margin on. Now again, if it's a holiday item, if it was a Thanksgiving item or a Christmas item, absolutely it should have been selling November or December. Hi Terrill, how are you? But don't forget, seasons sell year-round. Christmas sells year-round on eBay. Thanksgiving will sell year-round on eBay. Halloween will sell year-round on eBay. And the same thing on Etsy, the same thing for your website, the same thing on Amazon. So take a look at the items that you really did well on. Yay! And celebrate. Yay! See if you can source more or similar. Then look at your items that you're not doing so well on and see what you can do to help those items. Do you need to do a heavy discount or a coupon on those items? Do you need to bundle those items? Definitely check prices and keywords and your pictures. Sometimes I actually worked with a seller. She changed one keyword. She was missing a really important keyword for a product. Once she changed the keyword, bam, all of a sudden she was getting a lot of looks for her item and it eventually sold. So always double check your keywords. Sometimes people have listed a women's dress and they forgot to say dress in the title. So always double check. It's good to have a friend look at it for you too. Double check your pictures and your description and see if perhaps you could do a bundle to move it, or if you can do a discount and move it, because right now is a great time to be running a sale or a discount, because there's a lot of shoppers right now on the internet. It's right after the holidays. People are feeling great. They've got gift cards, they've got cash. So it's a great time to get some extra sales. And then really look at things that have just sitting for a long time. And again, perhaps it's keywords, perhaps it's product bundles, and perhaps you need to not buy that item anymore. You're just going to move out what you have with a discount, with a sale, but you need to stop buying. I actually caught myself on this. There's an item I just kept buying and it's moving, but the profit margin has gotten so low because other people have discovered the item too. So I've got to look at, is it worth it to tie up my money in this item for this amount of time, for this very small profit? Or am I better off just to let that go and move on to something else where I can make some more money on? You always want to take a look at not just selling it and making money on it, but how much money you're making on it, and consider how much money you have to tie up. Am I tying up $20, $30, $40 to make $3? You've got to really take a look at, is that a wise way to be spending my money? Or let that go and let me look for something where I can be making, 20% on the item, 30%, 40%, doubling my money. Okay, so make a list. What's sold? Yay. Take a look at the trends, the sizes, the colors, the type of the item, and see if you can continue to source that and sell that. Things that are hanging on just too long, take a look at, are you still buying it? You need to stop doing that. And then, is there a way to bundle it, redo your titles, your descriptions, so that you can get those things to move? And then things that are relatively new, it's always good to just do a little spot check and make sure that you've got the best titles and pictures. But your stale items, now is the time to run a sale, okay? It's after the holidays, we're going into the new year. People are shopping for themselves, and run a sale to get those items moving. I've always got great tips for you in my newsletters, so hop over to ilovetobeselling.com and sign up for my VIP Insiders newsletter. Every day this week leading into the new year, I'm going to be doing Facebook Lives. Thank you so much, to give you tips each day this week leading into the new year about how can I really get sales going now, and how can I get set up to really win, whether I'm selling on eBay, Etsy, Amazon, or my own website for the new year. Okay? Great, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling. Bye-bye.